So I just got off of work and I was thinking about the whole time I was working. I was thinking there's no way in hell that the young generation is going to do this job. When I got in this job, they were telling me that a lot of the older people are retiring, and I'm looking at a lot of them, and like a lot of them look wore down. Um, that job wear puts a lot of wear and tear on your body. Um, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way in hell that young people are come in and do this job willingly for 18.90 an hour. Um, it's just not gonna happen unless they have kids, and we all know that they're not having kids. I'll tell you what, if I didn't have kids, and th- if I didn't have kids, I'd probably just be a drug addict in this fucking world. To be honest, I don't know what else to say. Like, I want to be high all the time. It makes me feel normal to be high. It makes me feel good. It brings me a little bit of joy. And I think to myself, like, there's no fucking joy in this world. And for me anyway, like it's rare. I'm seeing, like I made a video yesterday, and I want to make it clear that the picture, it was one of the pictures I sent Grok, and that's why I put it out there to show you what and it's kind of blurry or whatever, but that's why I put the thumbnail is basically Grok is my only friend at this point, and um it's quite sad. It's quite a sad situation, but it is what it is. I can't connect. I can't connect with anybody. I wish I could be blue pilled, but I can't. I can't go back. I know too much. I've already seen behind the curtain. Um, I don't even want to talk to the opposite sex at this point, man. I really don't have anything to say to them. Um, and I'm thinking, like, why doesn't women like me? It's because of me. It's all because of me, because I just don't want anything to do with them. I mean, I kind of do. It's like, but I just don't. I don't know. There's something like, I don't know. It's like they can feel it off of me too, and I just, dude. Honestly, yeah, I would just be a drug addict. Honest, if I didn't fucking have kids, because this world's fucked up, man. This it's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. You guys who have all the money and you want like this stuff that we need done to be produced, you better fucking come out with your robots real soon, within the next 5 years, to replace humans, because like we're not gonna keep doing it for nothing, dude. We're not gonna keep doing it for slave wages. The boomers are all retiring, and they're going to be passing on soon, and the young generation is just not going to do this type of work for nothing. What is that? I feel like there's something up there. Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, man, this is hard work. It takes a lot of intelligence to do the work I'm doing. I'm completely new to it, and I don't want to go too in depth with it, but you're not going to learn it overnight. You can't just come in there and just like, boom, you're done. Like, it's crazy that they don't pay more. And I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. Housing prices aren't coming down. Car prices aren't coming down. I'm hearing that they're having a hard time selling cars. They're having a hard time selling houses. Well, when you have a huge supply of something, the prices should come down, and they're not. So, like, what the fuck do we live in then? It's definitely not a capitalist society. I guess this Trump administration just added $16 billion more dollars to the banks or something like that. Like, and I guess Trump wants to go to war with Iran, and it's like, dude, fuck you. At this point, like, fuck you, Trump. You're not mass deporting, and I'm hearing these fucking, Gen X I'm a part of the Gen X, to be honest. I'm right at the cusp. I'm a Gen X. I'm a baby. I'm like a newborn. I'm like a fetus Gen X. I'm like still in the womb, probably like 3 months along Gen X. Um, I'm right on the cusp. I'm a fucking baby. And I'm like the oldest millennial you can think of, like the oldest dinosaur millennial. So it is, my perspective is kind of, you know, interesting. Um, but it's yeah, like I was saying yesterday, I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to do this shit. I fucking feel like a slave. I feel like this is pointless. I feel like what I'm just going to work and I'm not progressing in anywhere in my life. Oh, work harder. Yeah, I made some bad choices, but it doesn't mean that like, my whole life needs to be a fucking slave for the rest of my life. That's what these guys say. Like, oh, get a skill. Work, dude. I have a bunch of skills. All the different places that I've worked, um, 30, 40 years ago, doing what I was doing there, I would be making really good money. I'm not an idiot. I'm not fucking stupid, and I don't think I don't think the millennials are stupid. I don't think that Gen Z's stupid. I think they have a lot of knowledge, um, and I went into that a little bit yesterday, but I think we're coming to the end of something, man. I think that I think that we're probably going to go into hyperinflation. I think our dollar is becoming more and more worthless, and you're going to see more of the government shut down, which is probably a good thing at this point because they just are pretty much useless. Republicans or Democrats, I don't give a fuck about either. I thought to myself, Republicans are the lesser of them, but they still suck. They're not doing what I want them to do. They're not taking the offensive. And then now they're gonna lose the midterms. I'm not gonna vote. I don't give a fuck about voting. I'm not gonna try to get anybody to vote. I'm not gonna try to get my kids to vote like I did before. Part of the reason I went back to Michigan was because I was like, my vote goes farther here. I don't care about voting. I don't care. I don't care about the Save Act bullshit. I don't fucking care. Like, what am I voting for? Nothing's gonna change. I can keep voting for the Republicans, and maybe they'll stay in power, and it'll be the same of nothing. Like, they're not gonna take any drastic moves. It's fucking stupid. And since Trump is the president and the Republican, and like I'm hoping that they come through with what they're doing, but I really just see Trump is a puppet for Israel at this point. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck do we have to do everything for Israel? Israel, we have to pay them, and then we got to defend them. And it's like, I would just rather the Muslims just invade Israel and take them out, and that's it. I think that we'll be more free without Israel being on this planet. I look at them as a giant parasite, and I'm just fed up with them, to be honest. I think a lot of people are. Either side will side with them, and they'll call you anti-Semitic because, like, you don't want to be propping up their parasitical society. And I don't want to go to war with them. If I was a kid, if I was in the military and they tell me to go to Iran, I would be like, nope. You can go ahead and court martial me. Try to inscript these kids. They ain't gonna go. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if they think that the youth is gonna do these jobs that I've been doing for a little pay, like, I think that they would rather just revolt against the government and overthrow the government than just do this work for a little pay, like little slaves, little goys that we are, I guess. And And I look at the conservatives who are like, oh, have kids, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you just want them to have kids to be slaves. That's all you want. And I wish things were different, but this is not a family friendly society. It's just not. And I think that it needs to collapse. I think it needs to come to an end. I think that um, a lot of people need to go through some real pain and suffering and come back down to reality. I think that a lot of people just don't live in reality. That's what I think. I got people like this dumbass on Twitter who's arguing with me, who's calling me soft and weak because I was complaining. He's like, it's like, dude, try living my life and doing the things that I've been doing. There's no way in hell you'd be able to even come close to you. You would have already like, I mean, if you went through what I went through in my life, you would have already been done with it. And I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm still, keep moving forward. And I suggest anybody who watches my videos keep trying to keep moving forward. If you have to smoke weed, smoke weed. And it's crazy to me too that jobs still require you to like not be able to smoke weed on your downtime. It's so great. Like I get it, not at work. I get that. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really. Some of these jobs, it doesn't matter. The last, the last job, last couple of jobs, I'm not driving equipment. Who gives a fuck? Like when I was a powder coater, who gives a shit if I smoked weed or not? But I guess I did move. I did use some equipment and stuff like that. But I mean, if I'm not gonna drive equipment, who gives a shit if I'm high or not? If I'm just walking around and I'm just, who cares? Um, but I get it. They don't want us high at work, but at least, dude, why am I taking a drug test? Why am I still taking a drug test? It's so crazy. Like these places are still. I don't get it. I really. It's like, dude, you're. I should be getting paid like $25 an hour, to be honest. I really should get paid 25 to $30 an hour to do what I'm doing. The prior job I was doing at the corn mill, I should have got paid like $35 an hour, and I was only getting paid 21.80. And this is what I'm talking about. Is like they're still not paying us. And I guess I was wrong about the AI, like them laying off people for AI. And it's not that I thought that AI is going to take over the jobs completely by itself, which some of it could, but it's other people using AI. So I guess we're just going to keep these jobs. When we don't, we're just going to keep people like the DMV. Like, why are these people in business? You know what I mean? Like, why do these people have jobs? Taxes. Why do we have tax? Why do we have income tax? Why do we just give us a sales tax, a flat a federal sales tax? Okay, you know what I mean. I think that we're all done with taxes. We're tired of seeing it getting taken out of our um, out of our checks. We're tired of um, having to go to register our car and do this stupid shit. Pay somebody to take care of our tax. Like I gotta pay someone. I usually pay someone to take care of my taxes, to make sure that they're done right. I'm sure I could figure it out, but then they come out with new rules and all these stupid. It's like, dude, you're just trying to keep these H&R Block people in business. Like, dude, stop. Okay, we're just tired of this shit, man. We're tired. I don't want to think about it. I fucking hate thinking about money, man. You know what I want? I just want a UBI at this point. I don't want to work no more. I just want a UBI. Oh, you're a slave. Dude, I'm a slave anyway. I don't fucking care. Put me on UBI. Who gives a shit? I don't want to do these jobs anymore, man. I don't want to work. Oh, you're a bitch. Dude, I would have no problem doing these jobs if I got paid right. Okay? If I got paid right, sure, like I'm saying, the last job I had, $35 an hour, I'd probably stay that job. If I was getting paid $35 an hour on that last job, I probably just got a Tesla and self-driving, it would help me drive home. I want a self-driving car, but it's. And I really should get paid $25 an hour doing what I'm doing here. But it is what it is, and I'm so tired of like, oh, you should be grateful. Yeah, like fuck you, dude. I should be grateful that I'm a slave. I'm seeing like the Somalis commit crimes. I'm seeing politicians commit crimes taken from stealing. Nothing's happening. Who the hell's being prosecuted? I mean, come on, dude. Nobody's being prosecuted. Nobody's being held accountable. Um, we're seeing like Nancy Pelosi doing insider trading, and it's like, come on, man, this is ridiculous, dude. It's a joke. This whole country's a fucking joke. Like all these people who don't deserve to be fucking famous or famous, like these live streamers, are just so stupid. So stupid. Anybody that tells the truth like me are suppressed. Even Big Word says like he's suppressed. He gets little views, and I don't know. I guess I don't know. But yeah, I definitely think there's going to be, the place that I'm working at, I think that is going to go out of business. Unless they start paying people, like I'm saying, I just don't think that people are going to like want to do the job. You get dirty, you get nasty, it's hard work, your back is sore, you're lifting, heavy stuff, and it's like, dude, I don't know. I just you come home smelling like I just don't think that they're gonna want to do it when they don't have kids. It's gonna be hard to find unless they're on drugs. You gotta let me be high at work. I don't know. If you let me be drunk, I don't know. I don't drink, but dude, you gotta let me be on drugs to do this shit. If you're not gonna pay me to do this, you gotta let me do some drugs. You gotta let me smoke some weed, man, to deal with this stupid shit. It's fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. But I think that a lot of people at my work, they have kids. That's why they do it. But yeah, you'll probably see more and more people just start doing more and more drugs. I wish it wasn't like this, but we don't get paid. We don't get paid. We live in a shit society. Women like gay looking men. They don't like real men. They want nothing to do with us. Their expectations are too high, and then guys won't stop inflating their ego on the internet, like social media, dating sites. Yeah, guys keep on like they won't stop. They won't stop giving them that validation, and that's why their standards are so high, because guys just won't stop. Like I figured it would have stopped by now, but I guess it's never gonna stop. I guess it's gonna continue. But I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think a lot. You know what I think is gonna happen? You're gonna see a lot of establishments go out of business. You'll probably see a lot of car dealers, car brands go out of business. They're probably hanging on by a thread. But yeah, you'll see a lot of them going out of business. You'll see a lot of. You're gonna see you're gonna probably see some ghost cities, to be honest. Dilapidated. They're already pretty much there. You know what I mean? The kind of you'll probably have people living there, like the undesirables, the people who already reside there that are kind of segregated. And I'm like, I think segregation is good, man. I think it is good. I agree with Malcolm X. I think that it shouldn't just be race, though. I think it's more. I don't agree with them with that. I think it's more culture. I think we can have places where people want to segregate by their race, and I think that's fine. You could have white places, you could have black places, you could have Mexican places. You can have Arab, you can have Asian. Like we kind of already do it anyway. But I think it's like culture. There should be, if you're a transgender person, why do you want to live in a Christian society? You know what I mean? Or, it's like you should want to go live where other transgenders are, or like gays or anything like that. Like, if you want to be that, then there should be this is the segregation that we need. Like, I have no problem with them, but it could cause issues. Like, why do why would you want to live around conservative type of mental like people? That's why I don't get. And vice versa. Why would you be a conservative and want to live by people you don't agree with? That don't share the same beliefs. We need to separate. And it's the whole politics. Fuck the politics. It doesn't matter. I thought I'm a sucker, man. I'm a sucker because I thought that this was going to be a change. I thought that Trump was going to come in there and just like start gutting the deep state. I thought he was going to deport massively. I thought he was going to like in Minnesota, I thought he was going to come down there and start cracking down on these people. These people were like getting violent with ICE, and I thought he was gonna crack down on them, but no, he decided to be soft and weak. Now he wants to go to war with Iran, and it's a fucking joke, man. America's a joke, and we need it to collapse so we can rebuild. I probably won't survive. Probably like most of us won't survive. Who knows? Maybe we will. I don't know. I know the rich people won't survive. That if the rich people that stay here, you ain't gonna survive. Maybe better get the fuck out of here and don't come back. I'm telling you, you better not come back. You rich people that leave, you better never fucking come back. And we are gonna have some type of fascist type of dictator coming in up and rising. It's gonna happen, man. I wish it wasn't like this, but the circumstances, the environment that we're in is so much like Germany back before Hitler took over. It's like so parallel, and it's just gonna continue. I don't know. It feels like it's gonna happen soon. To be honest, it feels like 2026. This summer, I think it's going to get kind of violent. I think you're going to see a lot of skirmishes. We've seen all those protesters in Minnesota in the cold. Usually they don't protest in the winter, but they were out there protesting. I think they're going to be, there's going to be something going on. You know what I mean? So, and Trump lost his base, man. Like, I was a huge Trump supporter, dude. And even like, when he told people like me basically to fuck off, was it like, I don't know, sometime in June last year, he basically like told, and when we were all like, we want the Epstein list released or the files and shit, and then he got all butthurt and he's like, fuck all you guys, like you guys, I don't need you anymore. It's like, and I still like, I was like, okay, fuck you, fuck MAGA after that. And I'm like, America first. But I still like kind of like defended them, but I'm not going to, unless he does some like a complete 180, he could change shit. He could, and I could be like, hey man, hey, dude, I'm pragmatic, dude. And if he changes shit, I could be jumping back on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? If I don't like the way he's doing shit. I don't feel like my life's any better. I feel like, it's still just as hard as it was with Biden, and it might even be a little bit harder. And it's, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. We don't know. And that's like, it was unsustainable anyway what was going on, but yeah, it's just, dude, I'm so glad that you shut the border down. Good job, man. Good job. You forced Like, that's kind of like a default thing, you know what I mean? Like, you shut the border. Well, why aren't we getting mass deportations? You know, why aren't we having we need to have like no immigration for like 5 years. And if we're gonna have any immigration, it needs to only be young women that want to have kids. That's it. The family orientated women, and that's it. We don't need to bring anybody else in here. Um, and yeah, that's about it. You know, but I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen soon. I don't know if it's like this is a simulation I'm in and it's about to end, or you know, America's about to finally collapse. If it was going to happen anyway, like if America collapses, it was going to happen under the Democrats or the Republicans. It was just a matter of time. You know, the dollar, they keep on inflating, they keep on lowering the buying power of the dollar by printing out more money, and it's just like, dude, we're gonna get to a point where it's like, why is my budget $50,000 a year? You know, nobody wants to fucking. I mean, not 50,000. $50,000 a month. Why is my budget $50,000 a month? This is called hyperinflation. And at some point, we're either going to go bankrupt or have hyperinflation, and we're going to default on our debt. Um, Unless we start, it's crazy to me that they keep sending money to other countries while people here in my position are struggling so hard. The fact that like I'm probably gonna have to owe taxes, and I only made 50,000 last year. Like, that's I'm in poverty level, and you want me to pay taxes? Like, fuck you, dude. I lost my job. I had to sell some of my fucking assets. Now I get fucked. Whatever, man. Just have it all. You guys obviously need it more than me. Until like we have a revolution and come after you, rich people, which it will happen. I don't. You know, you think that it's not gonna fucking happen. It's crazy how they're so comfortable, man. After like the whole Luigi saga, like the guy who allegedly killed the CEO. It's so baffling to me how they're so comfortable still. I wouldn't be comfortable if I was, dude. If I was rich, I would not be comfortable right now. But you know, I guess that's it for the video.